What's up, sports freaks? Welcome to All Sports Media Team Presents Drbl episode 40. We are 10 away from the big 5-0. That's crazy that we started with nothing. And we're almost to 50. This is pretty freaking awesome, just saying. Our topic today is going to be called the Real Sidney Dean. And usually I know why the topic is what it is, but honestly, I have no idea why it's called that. So hopefully this guy over here will be able to let us know what the heck that means. But before we jump to our awesome guest over here, I want to give love to my partner down there, Dr. Shireen. What's going on, Doc? How you doing?
Good morning. Doing great today. Can't wait to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Right? Well, over the last 2 weeks, I'm just like, what? Why are we using this? What does that even mean? Like, there's probably a big old story behind it. I'm like super excited. So, cool. So with that said, let's go to introduce our guest. He plays for a local team, the South Bay Sharks of the ABA. He's played in China. He played for the Tijuana Piranhas. Funny how they go Tijuana Piranhas, whatever. He's played in China, he's played in the Drbl, played in the BBL. So you've probably seen him, but maybe you don't know him. So that's why we brought him in. We got our dude, the Real Sidney Dean, Mr. Wesley Harris. What's going on, Wesley? How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Ricky, brother?
Yeah, we're chilling like a villain, my brother. So before anything, do you want me to call you Wes, Wesley? Just call you Dean?
Whatever you feel like is good, man. I get it all, so it doesn't matter. I'm good. I'm cool with it.
You shouldn't tell me that. I come up with the weirdest stuff, dude.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's all good. For people who don't know, we were supposed to meet a couple weeks ago. Life kicked us in the butt a little bit, and we weren't able to meet up, but Wesley was super nice enough to come back. So we'll be able to get to the bottom of that as well. And then me and Doc are going to grill him a little bit. We'll have a lot of fun. So first thing, Wes, you're a girl dad, dude. How is that? Do you have just one daughter or a couple kids, or what's that like?
Yeah, I have a daughter. I have a daughter and a son.
Okay,
and,
cool.
Yeah, my son is 12, and then my daughter, she's 8. She'll be 9.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be 9 this year.
Cool.
Her birthday is 8 days before mine. She's
oh no, dude, that's so funny because my son's birthday is 2 weeks to the day of my birthday. How funny is that? That's freaking crazy. Okay, so anytime I get girl dads, especially since the whole Kobe girl dad thing, I always ask the girl dads. I'm like, are you the girl dad that's like super overprotective, or are you the girl dad that walks around with the pink backpack? Are you a little bit of best of both worlds?
Me, honestly, you have to have a balance of everything, man. So whatever it is with that she likes, you just have to keep a balance and just, keep them very knowledgeable of what's going on in the world and stuff like that. That's how you're able to, go afloat, and that's how they're able to learn, because if they see you doing it the right way, they're going to do it the right way. So,
That's a good answer. Very good. 5 minutes into the show, you're already making a huge difference in somebody's life somewhere. So yeah, Doc has 2 daughters. So you hear that, Doc? Do you agree with he just said?
Yeah, definitely. And then on the other side of that, unfortunately, as much as we might tell them don't do this or do this, we have to model it. They're gonna copy us.
Exactly. It's always an adventure with the kiddos. So cool. So we know that you wear a pink backpack some days and you're balling up with her some days. So either way, it's awesome. All around cool guy. I can already tell by your smile and by your vibe that you're super. I was told you were Mr. Personality, and I see that within like 5 minutes of the show. I think that's freaking cool, dude.
Yeah. A lot of the things that I've been through in my life, I just always try to keep a smile on my face, man. Just that lets me know every day that everything's gonna be all right, and just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, especially with these times right now, you absolutely have to. You don't have much of a choice,
Right.
You gotta keep going and do what you gotta do. All right. Speaking of doing what you gotta do, let's find out. First off, before we get any kind of background, I want to know about the Sidney Dean thing. What is that? Where did it come from? Who gave it to you? Like, fill us in, dude.
Shout out to my guy that gave it to me at Venice Beach. His name is Mouthpiece. I don't know if you ever heard.
Okay.
Yeah, Mouthpiece ended up giving me that name out there in Venice Beach. He said, "Man, you play like Sidney Dean from White Man Can't Jump."
Okay. Gotcha.
So I was like, "Oh yeah." So I was like, I just ran with it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna use that one."
Yeah.
So ever since I've been rocking my cap backwards, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Playing with the Sidney Dean. with the
Okay.
Sidney Dean cap with the forward flip, you know. So
All right.
it's dope. I love it. I love it.
All right. It makes sense now. It makes sense. And if Mouthpiece gives it to you, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. He's going to keep doing it. That's the
Right.
beauty of Mouthpiece. That's what he does. The names that he comes up with, I freaking love him, dude. He's so
But and you have a nickname, because if you don't have a nickname, that means you didn't do anything special.
Right. Right.
whatever. Oh man, yeah, it's cool. That's true. He's so creative. So awesome. So is that only at BBL that you're using that name, or do people use it at different leagues? Like, hey, I saw you at the BBL. You're the Sidney Dean, or like you get that in.
Well, it kind of ran with me. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people that plays out there, they call me that or whatever the case. But you know, certain leagues people call me that too. But like when we're playing like professional, everybody usually a lot of people call me by my name. But
Okay,
I get that a whole lot too, though.
that's great.
Just not in the. I'm probably gonna get a different name because it's a different commentator in the Drbl league. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, I still get my respect where it's due because you know I put in the work for what I do. So you know,
Absolutely.
I don't really worry.
Okay, mystery solved. I love it. We'll probably get into maybe some other nicknames that you have in other leagues, or we're going to talk about the Drbl, obviously. We're going to talk about the league in China that you played for. I want to hear about that as well. But before we do that, let's get some background on you, the person. Like, let's start from childhood and work our way up to, you can go to now, you can go to college, whatever's clever. I mean, you're in the ABA. We want to know about that too. So go ahead and start in childhood and we'll work our way up.
Well, childhood. My first sport when I was playing, when I was a child, was soccer.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I was always a kid that had a lot of energy and wanted to just run.
Perfect
So
sport.
I end up getting put into soccer when I was young and
Okay.
stuff like that, and just getting my footwork right. So I didn't end up playing basketball until 11th grade in high school.
Okay.
Because I played football one year too, but that was, I was really good at football to the point where I had a scholarship, but
Oh, wow.
I thought about it longevity. Like I thought about it longevity, and I didn't want to put that type of pressure on my body like that.
Okay.
So yeah, just being young and learning different things, you know, and just seeing how the older cats was playing out there and stuff like that. Like I used to play ball at a lot of recreational parks outside and stuff like that too. So
Okay.
it's a learning curve, you know. Throughout the years, I was learning. You know, a lot of people really didn't you know, teach me a whole lot of stuff, but when I did get the teaching, I was able to learn it and was able to be coachable about it too.
Okay. Okay. So me and Doc are both like really big people watchers. Would you consider yourself a people watcher? Like, what if you're balling up against someone, you're just like, hey, I can pick up on that, I can try that, or maybe if next time he comes at me with that move, I'm going to do something different. Or most visual or audio.
Most definitely. Yeah. I always see the game for what it is first. So if I'm playing in it and I see that if I'm on defense and I see how the game is being played, like you kind of see it because you go through it all the time, and then you see those same plays over and over and over, or you know, certain actions when you're playing basketball. So you're so used to it, and you see so many. So you know, you get used to it after a while. So you pick up on, you be like, okay, I can do that better, or I can do this better. But you know, you always learning every day. You cannot never not stop learning.
Absolutely, every day, no matter what age, 5 to 95, something
right.
happens every single
right.
day. So true. Okay, so you said you started in soccer. Were you like the well-rounded sport? I know you said you play football also, but when did you really like feel like, hey, basketball's my sport? Like, this is what I want to do.
11th grade year.
Okay.
I was playing JV, and then my 12th grade year. No, I was playing JV and varsity my 11th grade year, and I played varsity my 12th grade year. So I just really got in the love of it. But after high school, I wasn't able to go to college right after high school because I was still going through what I was going through, which was I was in a foster home too at the same time. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to experience the college life right after high school. So I took off school for a long period of time, and I ended up going back to school in 2012.
Okay.
And I started my JC college at Compton College, and I ended up graduating there, and I ended up getting a scholarship to University of Charleston in West Virginia.
Okay.
And I did 1 year there, and then I came back and did my last year out here in Vanguard.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got my BA in sports medicine. So.
Oh, that's a good one right now, especially with everything
Yeah.
that's going on right now. Are you kidding me? You'd be making bank.
Yeah.
It's crazy with all the right. Seriously, shoot.
I just told myself, people tell me, why are you not? I'm like, I'm not done playing basketball. That's why.
Of course. Yeah, you got to finish, and then you got that to fall back on. That's awesome.
Right. I'm like, man, I still have the urge of.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't know. My body's gonna let me know. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to go ahead and backtrack real quick, and I'll let Doc. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
I think that more people need to think like that. Like when we're asked what we want to be when we grow up, it's like the expectation is for one answer.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do multiple things, and we don't have to just focus on one thing. We can do everything. We can do it all. And that's like what people don't understand. Like, remember, back in like Greek philosophy, and it was like, okay, let's talk about this person's life. At their funeral, they would say, did they have passion? They wouldn't say like, what was his occupation? They wouldn't say like, how rich was he? They wouldn't say like, did he go on all these amazing trips? No, they would say, did he have passion? And I think that that's what we need more of these days.
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and backtrack really
That's
quick.
So true.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
So true,
yeah, it is true. People need to see it that way, especially with how crazy things are right now. It's like you got to look at, okay, was this person passionate about what they did, or they just do it because they absolutely had to, they had a necessity, I wanted to backtrack though real quick, if that's okay. You said you were a foster kid. Did that take any effect on your sports life, both maybe emotional,
very much,
financial? Well, how so? Do you mind answering that? How so?
Yeah, most definitely. It took a huge hit because a lot of the times I couldn't really get to play basketball like how certain kids was able to play basketball and be able to focus on just, their well-being. Like I had to so much focus on, am I going to be able to sleep here in the next 2 days? Or am I going to get shipped off to another home?
So
you know what I'm saying? So the focus wasn't really more on trying to play sports. It was more on trying to, live and trying to make sure who I'm with, is it safe here? Are they, really trying to adopt us, or are they just in it for the money?
Yeah.
Like certain things. I was thinking like these things as a child. So, as a child, I had to grow up at an early age due to that fact. So it was just like I didn't really have a childhood. So a lot of my mistakes came when I got older.
Yeah. It's sad that kids are going through that, and they've been going through that for years, but to an extent, it does make them a stronger person growing up. I mean, you're Mr. Vibrant, you're Mr. Hey, I love life. I made it out of what I made it out of, and I'm going to live every day to the fullest because of it. My best buddy was foster kid, and actually he was a foster kid of 7 kids, and his grandma ended up adopting all 7 of them, but they went through hell and back in order to do that. And it made him the person that he is today, So I'm glad that you were able to get out of that. You were able to, and now you can make a difference with maybe, who knows, someday maybe you'll work with foster kids, or you'll adopt a kid, and you be like, hey, I lived it. I was there. I know what you're going through, So that's awesome.
It's more of the mental part of anything, man, because a lot of the times, a lot of people don't get out of it because of the mental part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are not mentally strong to have the capacity to be able to, go on an everyday basis. Oh, I'm gonna be okay, or I'm, what I'm saying? A lot of people just like, man, forget this. I'm just gonna give up. They go to drugs, or they, they go do things they know they're not supposed to go do, But at the end of the day, regardless of it, you just got to make the best of it, regardless, and just keep pushing. That's all I can really say, man, is just keep pushing, because at the end of the day, even when I done been at times where I was at my lowest point and I just felt like I was just going to give up, but something in the back of my head or something was just tapping me and telling me, like, don't give up. Don't give up. And I believe God was just telling me that, just keep going, son. No, regardless of what you're going through, I'm gonna make you a better man.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That is
That's
awesome.
beautiful.
So
Yeah, and it's
ever since then, I've always had that mindset, and just I always made sure that I as I got older, I just started learning different things, you know, and just going about it. So now I make myself a better man every day when I wake up, you know, and make sure I do things the right way. If somebody needs some advice, I can give it to them, or whatever the case may be, you know, just giving back.
Yeah.
And that'll be great with your kids too. Go ahead, Doc.
Growing up, I experienced a few things in childhood that were a little bit things that little kids shouldn't have to go through, but I can't even imagine how you must have felt during those times. But the one thing that I do want to say is, now looking back, it's I almost feel like everything that I've gone through, how God must love me so much to allow me to have different experiences that would give me a different perspective on life, that people who never really went through a lot of hardships or troubles, or don't have that vision, they don't have the ability to see different things and to gain like those aspects of their character. So, you know, maybe without all those things happening to you, you would not have been such an amazing person today, you know? So.
And those type of things make you appreciate life even more, you know, and then going along the line when you going through those type of things, and then you start losing people in your life, you know what I'm saying? And that becomes a whole nother issue too, along with it. But you just saying, oh, I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna stay solid, and I'm gonna just, you know, work this situation and let it play out. And majority of the times when you do that, you come out victorious.
Yeah, definitely.
Come out very victorious. So, you know, I just try to keep afloat. I mean, at the end of the day, me personally, I would have never thought I would be able to get a passport and even go to China.
Oh wow!
I was able to experience that, and a lot of my friends haven't even touched overseas or even, you know, seen anything outside the United States. So I'm blessed, and hopefully I can continue to be blessed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the special word there you said is blessed, because blessed is in the eye of the beholder. You know, it's like, hey, I went through this, I got out of this. God sent me to the storm to get through the storm. You know, that's when I went through my dark times, my cousin who's a pastor, he sent me that verse, and I have it in my phone all the time, just for dark times, you know, and it's the truth. And it changes not only your life, but you're going to change your daughter's life and your son's life and anybody else who comes along, teammates. You never know what people are going through.
Right.
Like you said, you never know. So it's crazy. Okay, so you said you went back to college, you got your sports medicine degree, which is awesome. That's like huge right now. What happened after college? Did you go straight to the ABA, or what do we do after that?
Oh no, I went straight overseas. I played in a tournament. Well, I had a gap in between there, so I had a hardship. So,
okay.
Well, I wouldn't say a hardship, but okay, I ended up getting a job at SpaceX. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that.
SpaceX? Oh yeah, I know.
Yes, so I ended up getting a job at SpaceX, and I ended up being a mechanical engineer there. And I was actually working on the rocket. I was actually working on the rocket. So for every rocket that we worked on, we got a patch for it. And for every rocket that was successfully deployed into space, we got a patch for that too. So it was a good experience, and they made it was a great job. But it happened around the time that I went to a tournament in Taiwan.
Okay.
And I didn't start. I came off the bench. I did whatever I was supposed to do. Out of that team that they took over there for the tournament, I was the only one to come out with a contract.
See, you never know.
And it was a guy, he's averaging 25 points, almost 30 points. But they was like, no, it's something about him. We want him right there. Uh-huh. So I ended up coming back, having to choose between SpaceX and my first contract overseas.
Oh, man. That's insane. That's a story not many people can tell. That's insane. And that's
But
yeah.
I talk about it because I love it because at the end of the day, I made the right decision for what was best for me, and I knew I wasn't going to get another opportunity to try to go overseas and play basketball. I could always try to get back into SpaceX.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just wanted to get the opportunity and just to let my kids know one day, like, look, it's possible to get you overseas. And you don't have to play sports to get overseas, to do whatever you want to do and to travel the world.
Mm-hmm.
But hard work is going to get you there.
Absolutely. And you never know who's watching.
Exactly.
Never know.
Never know who's watching. And I learned that in college.
Yep.
And I was playing a game. Actually I was playing for Compton College, and I was playing a game. We were playing at Long Beach City College.
Okay.
And my last year there, I ended up scoring like 53 points.
Nice.
For the game. And it was a college that was there. Oh, University of Charleston. They were there, but they wasn't even there for me. And they was like, "Who is this guy here? Like, who is he?" They're trying to figure it out. They're like, "Who is he? Like, where is he from? What's going on?" So I had 3 coaches come to me after the game. Wow. That wasn't even there for me. Come talk to me.
That's crazy.
And I was like, "Oh, that's a blessing." That's when I knew. I'm like, okay, you're doing something right, man.
Exactly. And that's not just something, like you said, that's not just in sports. That's in life in general, just by the way you treat people on the street. You never know who's watching. You never know what kind of pull they have. You never know. So that's one of our big lessons for today. We always have some kind of lesson in every show somehow.
And being humble.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've gone overseas, and this was Taiwan. And then you also played in China, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did
in Guangzhou.
You played was it the NPL, right?
Yeah.
Cool. How was that?
Oh, it was wonderful. We got to play some of the CBA teams.
Cool.
I got to see some of the guys that used to play in the league. Like I got to meet Jimmer Fredette.
Okay.
I got to meet Stephon Marbury. He's very big over there.
Of course.
Very big there. So
the star.
It was a blessing to meet a couple of guys, man.
Cool. Every time someone plays in China, we ask them, "Did you see Starbury?" That's what it always is.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
You got to.
That's freaking awesome. How many years did you play in China?
2 years. I played there right when I got my job. Well, I had already been at SpaceX for about a year. So I played there from, I say 2017 to because I ended college early. So I ended up going to SpaceX end of 2015. No, not the middle of 2015. So 2015 to 2017. No, 2016 I played. And then from 2016 to 2018, I played in China.
That's cool. You have such a cool story already, and we still have so much to go over. This is freaking cool. And then, okay, I don't know if there was a time gap between this, but just by looking at the two places, one's like insanely traditional, and then one's more of like a party area. I want to talk about you playing in TJ. Like, you played in China, you played in TJ. Can you talk about, like, well, obviously there's differences, but what was it like playing in TJ? And then can you give me some comparisons between China and TJ? Because we know there's going to be stuff.
Well, for starters, TJ is wonderful. Like, I've played in Mexico plenty of times. Like, I played in Rosarito for many of tournaments that they had out there and stuff like that. I've just never played in their actual pro leagues.
Okay.
But I played plenty of times in Mexico. But playing in Tijuana was very different because it's right there at the border, and then it's not too busy. It's not too busy like how it would be if you were in Rosarito, where Rosarito, like deeper in, it's a little bit more busier. So I mean, but it was cool. We got I was able to go to a gym, a legit gym where the Tijuana Zonkies used to play at, but they have a new stadium now. So their old stadium is where my last team I played with in the ABA, which is the Tijuana Piranhas. We played there.
Okay.
So that was cool that we got to be able to play there, practice there. I mean, it was overall good season, man. Like, I love the season when I played for them, and then I was supposed to go back and play with them this season, but the coach that was coaching that ended up passing away before we could even start our season. Yeah, so it was a heartbreaking, man. It was a heartbreaker. It was like, man, one thing we were on a good path, good success, and then it was just like we get hit with a whammy. So it was like, oh man. So everything just had to change, and then this season comes, and it was just ups and downs, smiles and frowns, man. So.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's so true. And then from there, was it like did you get traded? Were you a free agent? Like, how did that work to get to South Bay?
I was a free agent at that point because they didn't know if they were going to bring the team back this year, which they didn't, because they was going through a lot of stuff too, financially, trying to get the team together and stuff like that. So, I mean, I understood that too, that part. So I was just trying to look for a team that was going to be best suited for me. I mean, I had plenty of teams that wanted me to come play, but it was just trying to see what team fits me best.
Of course.
And I ended up meeting a guy named Kev, and he's the owner of a couple of teams in the ABA or whatever.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up meeting him, and he ended up was like, man, you know what? I'm going to end up giving you your own team. He was like, you just pick whoever you want to pick. You pick the coach. So I ended up picking the coach, picking the players. Cool. The coach ended up picking certain players and stuff like that, so the majority of the guys that I play with, we already have a good feel for each other because we've been playing with each other for so long. So it's just, trying to get that chemistry growing to where we can be all on one page and we can all be in good rhythm.
Cool.
So, it's a learning curve. Don't get me wrong. It takes time to get these things done, but as long as everybody is willing to work and put the time in, then we'll be all right.
So you're the one that put the team together. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was wondering who was behind it because I am, and Doc's going to be, we were affiliated with the Oxnard Orcas, and we've done a lot of interviews with them for a while. And then we didn't play this year as well. So that's why we've been doing a lot of this. So, Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of behind the scenes things too. Yeah.
I like that. That's a cool story. I mean, it's like, hey, you don't have anybody here. Go make a team. Here you go. You're in a professional league. Go make your own team. What was that like when he told you that? You're just like, what was the first thought that went through your head? Like,
I mean, me, I just always, anywhere I go, because I adapt with anything I do. So it doesn't matter who I play with. I can adapt with whoever because I know my game and I know how confident I am in myself. So I know I don't have to worry about not taking plays off or anything like that because they're going to get whatever they're going to get out of me regardless because that's just the type of person I am. But he was just trying to make sure that it fit me and make sure that I was going to be put in a position to be able to win. So, I mean, even though this season was an up and down, smile and frown season, I wouldn't take it back for nothing because it was a learning curve and we got some chemistry. So we can look forward going into next season, really looking good.
Yeah. One more South Bay question, then I'll let Doc jump in and do her thing. Were you strictly a player coach or did he have you be like a GM as well? Kind of like a Doc Rivers kind of thing, or how did that work?
Well, it was more on I would say just like a GM, kind of like, just get guys that that's going to be committed to what we got going on over here. Now, if guys is not going to be, because it was a lot of guys in the ABA and on certain teams that's not being committed. They want to jump from team to team because something's not going right. He was like, you know what? I love you guys because you guys never switched up. You guys don't have players trying to go play with someone else. You guys have been solid the whole season. I'm going to do my best to try to invest in you guys. So
I like that.
We're just at the moment we're trying to get a sponsor so that way we can be all right.
Okay, we're in the same boat.
Because I believe if we get a sponsor, we're going to be really okay.
Cool, I love it. Respect gets respect.
And the difference between Tijuana and China is, me personally, China is just a whole different vibe.
Okay.
Me personally, if I had a choice, I would go and live in China for a while.
Okay. Because
that is just, I don't know, the culture out there is just different. Like, I've always experienced Mexico too and stuff like that, but just China is just, it has a more broad understanding of their culture and how they go about things and just, just different stuff, like I'm very big on the meditation and stuff like that too. So that takes a big part into it because I love to have my self time to where I can be able to just relax my mind and just, float away.
No, that's a perfect place because they do a lot of that over there. So
yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely important in order to be able to take your life in any aspect, whether it's your game or your family life, relationship aspect, your work, anything. In order to take that to the next level, you have to do those things that promote that higher level of cognition, like meditation and prayer and chess or learning new languages, all of those things that are different from the high dopamine activities that we do as athletes. And so that's why like Kobe was so into those kinds of things, like playing instruments, learning languages, meditation, and so that mind and body work together.
Sometimes it almost gets to a point where when you're on I totally understand what Kobe was doing because it almost feels like when you get on the court, you're very zoned out. I've had plenty of games where I zoned out to the point where I felt like I was just the only one on the court. And it just felt so good because I don't hear nothing around me. Like you do hear it consciously, just your coaches and stuff like that. But when you're so focused on what you're focused on, it's like nobody can take you out of that mode.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful feeling to me, honestly.
Yeah, it is. I haven't felt that in a while.
Yeah.
Need to get back to that for sure.
All good. We're coming out of it. Doc, if you want to go ahead and throw any of your whatever questions you got going through your head right now, go ahead and do that now, and then we'll jump into maybe some DBL or some Drew talk.
Yeah, Wes. I mean, I'm always interested in like what makes a person and all the different things that go into the way that they've been brought up or genetics or any of that stuff. So I want to know, in your opinion, it could be a person, it could be an experience, like what do you feel shaped you the most, and what in a positive way, and also what do you think that you lacked that you could now give to your children, that if you had that growing up, you think that it could have taken you even further and to the next level even?
Well, I'm not going to take away nothing from my struggles, because without that, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So from there, I would just take each day, and as I go now, I just take each day and just take it from one day at a time. And all I can do is tell my kids, just do what's right. Do what you feel that's on your heart, that you feel like that's right, because I'm going to be right there along the way and teaching you how to go about how to do it and how to learn it and different, how to do it a different way, in the right way. So, I mean, when it comes to that, I just try to, just stay grounded. Just stay grounded and stay true to yourself. And you don't have to really worry about it. And always be humble and be good to those that's around you, because good things is going to happen when you treat other people with respect and you give them that, people could tell that you're a good person by the way you give your aura, just off of the strength. So, when people always see me, they just know. Anybody that you can talk to anybody. Anybody that knows me knows that he's always smiling and he's always just right there, just, trying to, pick somebody else up, so.
You look like the type of person that everybody wants to give a hug to.
Right? I had that vibe the minute we came in. Absolutely.
Right. So it's just, it's contagious, because people just be wanting to be around you, be like, man, your vibe is just good. It's just everything, so I just try to run with it and just try to be myself every day. And I don't change for nobody. Every day I tell everybody I'm on a learning page too. I'm not perfect. I'm not, I just try to be a better man and a better father every day. That's my main goals every day. I try to wake up is be a better person, better father, and a better man. That's it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Nice. Who do you think is the person that's had like the most positive influence in your life?
God, number one, has been a number one positive in my life. And then I would say after that, I would say my brothers.
Okay.
Even though we're really not close like that, but I would just say my brothers, they give me strength because I see what my brothers, because my mom had 4 boys before she passed away in 2019. No, 2018, I'm sorry, yeah. So my mom ended up passing away then, and ever since then, I just always see my brothers, and they make me strong. So they might not know that, but I've never told them that, but they make me strong because I will always want to be better. Not saying that I don't want to end up like how they end up, but they know they will want the best for me. And they always want to see me succeed. They get excited every time they see me doing something better or doing something. They just be like, man, we love what you're doing, man. Keep doing it.
Nice. So they give you somebody you're somebody that they look up to.
Right. I mean, over the years, I've had certain people give me, like it was the point where I was trying to give up on basketball, and Don ended up giving me something that I've never felt before. And it was just, I felt back in love with the game of basketball, because I was at a point where in my life too, where I was just like, I wanted to give up again because of my mom had just passed away. And it was just like, I'm just done with basketball. I'm not really getting the recognition I'm supposed to get, and I had to always think to myself, nobody's giving you nothing, man. Stop thinking somebody's supposed to give you something. Just go out there and go do what you do. And if you do what you do, you'll get what you're supposed to get, So I always took it like that and made it a positive. So when I always thought a negative was going to be a negative, I ended up turning a negative to a positive.
I like
and
that.
Just be good that way.
I love it. I love your approach. All right, we got a couple minutes. I want to talk a little, if it's cool with you, I want to talk a little Drew, little VBL, and then me and Doc are gonna have a little fun with you because we do that with everybody. Let's start with the Drew, and our girl T Loudermill, she says it best. Drew is for the dogs. Drew is for the dogs. Is that the case for you?
She's not. Oh, most definitely. That's very big, because I grew up playing against a lot of players that played in the NBA, and then especially a lot of players that's from LA. I love those players because they don't change for nobody. They don't care about the fame. When they come out here, they actually come and play with us. Even in recreational time, or we're just playing recreational, they come and play with us. And it's not like how those other superstars where they just like, oh, we don't. At the end of the day, they like, bro, this is basketball. I'm trying to hoop. You trying to hoop. Let's hoop. And they don't take it. Don't get me wrong. Granted, they got whatever they got going on too. But I just love the fact that they come out here and they come and hoop with us, and it's a good thing. But the Drew it's a dog-eat-dog world right there, man. If you don't have it, trust me. If you don't have it in the Drew, it's not going to look too good for you, because the Drew League, you got to come and bring it. You have to come and bring it. That's why it says no excuse, just produce.
Absolutely. 100% truth, my brother. Oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So with that said, you play the VBL. I feel like, I always tell people, I'm like, it's a total different world compared to the Drew. It feels like a family outing when you go to the VBL. You're outdoors, you're by the beach, you got Mouthpiece having fun with your name, Talk about the VBL and then give me a little.
The best vibe you can ever have in life. I promise you. That is like one of the best vibes, especially on the weekend. Like, how they say weekends are for hoops? Man, when I say that is a good vibe, especially on a Saturday or a Sunday, especially Sunday. Sunday is majority of the times where no one's doing really nothing. You're not working, you're trying to get out. It's a hot sunny day. Go to Venice Beach. Wow, look what you see. Boom, a lot of players playing basketball. You get to go see a game that's in the league that's very broad and everybody knows about it in the world, and you get to see it for free right there.
That's so true.
And it's a wonder, man. It's a wonderful feeling. Like I played in the VBL many of years. I played with plenty of teams, but I ended up playing with Don's team and made it my home, my family. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ended up playing with them out there, and we did some good things out there, man. Did some good things.
Yeah, Don has that effect on people. So, I mean, Doc was there personally. She was a superstar in one of the games, but I'm just saying, she took us to the.
Do they ever tell you favor Don?
Just saying. Yeah, that was awesome. Never forget that.
Do they ever tell you favor Don?
That she favors Don or I favor Don?
No, you favor Don.
Do I? Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I've done a lot of stuff with him, so I try not to favor nobody, but everybody favors Don. Everybody loves Don. He needs his own club, you know. Everybody loves Don, you know. He just has that vibe, dude. He changes so many lives. We've done over, like I said, we were episode 40. We've interviewed so many different players, and they all say the same thing, that he's changed their life in some which way or another. You know, and you said it earlier that when Don got you, that just something clicked, you know. So why don't we jump into P for E real quick? We'll go a couple extra minutes if that's okay. P for E, how did that affect you, especially going through what you went through and the things that you saw and you went through, and then you go into P for E, right?
It was a blessing. It was a blessing. I can't complain, man. It was a very good blessing that I was able to hook up with Don and him teaching me just certain things, you know, on life, and just saying, just keep pushing forward. You know, I'm a very observer too, so a lot of the times I sit back and I watch a lot of things too, and that's how I learn too, because I want to see how someone else is doing it first, or I want to see how they go about handling adversity. So if I see them going off the rockers, I know, okay, I'm not going to go off like that. I know how to approach it now. I know how to, you know, speak to it, or I know how to talk to someone and how to make them understand where I'm coming from, or us having an understanding, just period, you know. So Don's been very big on not just me, you know, a lot of people in his ministry and in his program, you know. So I thank him, period, because it's a lot of guys that, you know, where if he didn't change nothing, he changed your attitude for sure.
Yeah, and it's just that it's a ministry, you know, in some way or another. It is a ministry, and if people have ever gone to a P for E game, they will see that they pray before the game, they pray after the game, you know, and just the vibe itself.
It keeps you level-headed, especially when you have to when you go in there and then you coming from the outside world and you go in there, it makes you put on not a serious face, but a focused face, to where, okay, now I'm in church now. Not like literally, I mean, he does play at a church literally, but like I call the basketball court my church, my sanctuary, you know, so that's where I can be able to vibe out and zone out, you know. I don't have to worry about whatever problems I'm going through in the world. I can zone out here, and then I can worry about that later, you know.
Yeah, so we just started the women's P for E league on Thursday. Was our first game. And
really?
Yeah, and I remember I was in a church league a long time ago, and then my high school was a Christian private high school, so we would pray before games and stuff like that too. But you know, when you're outside of that, the culture of basketball is, even though there are a lot of believers that we're all like connected to and everything, and we have like this tight knit like group of believers that are hoopers or entertainers or whatever in LA, and we're all connected, but still when we step on that basketball court, it's like all that kind of goes out the window a little bit, you know, like I'm cursing on the basketball court, I'm, you know, getting angry doing this or that or whatever, you know. And then it was really nice to kind of like bridge that gap again and get back into that kind of different mode on Thursday at P4E, when we prayed before the game and then we prayed after, and there's no cursing, you know. And it was like, dang, it really showed me how kind of far I had let myself go when I'm playing basketball and just blame it on, oh, the passion of the sport or this or that, you know what I'm saying? So it was nice to get back to that and have a little bit more accountability.
It very does keep you level-headed. and it keeps you disciplined too at the same time. So,
Yeah.
you know, so when you might slip up and say, you be like, okay, I'm back in that mode. Okay, now let me get back into this.
Yeah, I can't wait to come see you guys, Doc. As soon as this homestand's over, I'm gonna come and check you guys out for sure. So shout out to Women's P for E. I'm so freaking excited for that.
Shout out to the Lakers too. We get to have fans at the end of the month.
That's right. Yes, and the playoffs are on the way. Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's get that.
That's awesome.
Let's get that repeat. Okay, we got about 5-ish minutes. We never finish on time. Who am I kidding? But we got a couple more minutes. You have a really sick 3-point shot. I'm just throwing that out there from the highlights I've seen. I can't even make a free throw, let alone a 3. Your 3s are sick. But I want to ask you, you got an MVP and a 4-point championship. I don't know what league it was from. You don't have to explain that to me. A, what the heck is a 4-point shot? And where was that at?
That was actually at the Kobe Bryant the Mamba facility out in Thousand Oaks.
Okay.
And that was at the ABA's the All-Star game.
Okay.
And it was a 4-point contest where they wanted me to be in.
Okay.
Because they know I shoot 3s too, you know. So they was just like, let's see if he can, let's see if he can get that. So I told myself I already knew that I was going to win it, but I was surprised that I hit 3 shots in a row.
But what?
So the first round I hit 1, and then the next round I end up hitting 3 in a row, and the dude just. When I hit 3 in a row, everybody's confidence just went from here to here.
Were you the first shooter?
Yeah, I was the first shooter too.
So you set the bar, and they're just like, "Oh my god, why am I even here now? Like, there's no way I'm gonna beat this." That's
exactly.
Awesome. So
I saw that.
Oh, you were there.
That commentator for that one was Aaron Showtime Taylor. I saw that. That was the first time that the ABA is doing something like this. So I thought that was super cool because it's different, and it's like it seems like a lot more fun that way. That's just so cool.
And it was fun. It was very good fun. We end up doing that. We end up winning the game too for the All-Star game. I ended up being MVP of the All-Star game too. So it was good. It was good.
There you
Try
go.
not to do anything for anybody else. Huh?
Love it. Love it. All right. We're just about to top of the hour, so we're going to have a little bit of fun with you. We ask everybody these questions. Okay. So I guess I'll go first. I don't want you getting in trouble with South Bay, so if you can't answer this, just let me know you can't answer it. You get a blank check handed to you for any NBA team. What team are you going to and why?
Any NBA team.
And it's a blank check.
That's a tough one right there.
Especially this year, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. But if it's anybody that I would love to go and play for, it'd be New York.
Oh wow. Okay. I want to hear why. I gotta hear why. Is it the history or what's up?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I'm a big Lakers fan too. Don't get me wrong, but just everything that New York has been through is just I know for a fact that I could be on my Jeremy Lin plus more. Yeah. So I know I would bring the best out of everybody.
Absolutely. And they're turning heads this year. They really are. They really are.
Right.
So they're coming up.
Playing basketball over there too right now. So
yeah. Okay. I like it. You're the first one to say New York. So that's pretty awesome. I love when people give me different answers. I love it. I just want to see why. Okay, I'll get one more and then I'll shoot over to Doc. You said you played against a bunch of pros. If you had a choice of any 101, deceased, alive, doesn't matter, one-on-one, Wesley Harris versus who and why?
Kobe Bean.
Kobe Bean. All right.
Kobe Bean. I'm just so infatuated, not just with his game, just on how much he prides himself on his footwork. Because I pride myself on my footwork.
Okay.
So just me looking at
him,
because I'm a competitor, but just him having the moves that he has, and just being up close and personal, seeing him, I would be shocked, and I would just be, it would be a learning curve because I'm gonna soak all that up, and I'm taking all your moves, Kobe.
It's funny you say that because there's somebody on this screen that was lucky enough to do that. Doc, can you tell me about your experience?
Oh wow!
So
You don't have to go the whole story. Just give them the experience.
it was back when we were both 19. I was playing at College of the Canyons during the NBA lockout from the Great Western Forum, and he came to practice at my school, and I was the only girl that he played with, talked to. He didn't play with any of the guys, nothing. And it was 2 weeks. I got to play one-on-one with him. It was amazing. Like I had to pinch myself if I was dreaming or if it was real.
And you got young Kobe.
Young Kobe.
Afro
yes.
Kobe.
Afro Kobe.
Right.
Before Vanessa Kobe.
Oh, I wasn't gonna go there. You went there.
Clarifying.
Right. She went there.
Just clarifying.
It's all good. So she got to do it. She could always tell us about the story. I'm still super jealous. I think that's super cool. Okay, Doc, go ahead. If you want to throw in some of those fun, goody questions that we like to throw out, I'll let you throw out. So go for it.
Okay, so we always ask who would be on your Mount Rushmore. So even though there's only 4 people on Mount Rushmore, we actually ask 5. So who would be on your perfect team? If you could choose anybody.
Yeah.
From the NBA?
Yeah.
Or anywhere.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, you can call it Fab Five if you feel weird saying Mount Rushmore.
Oh no, I mean that's a tough one. I would have to say, well, if I'm going NBA, I'm gonna go Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go LeBron. I'm gonna go Kobe.
Right.
And that'll be the Mount Rushmore right there.
4. You got one more? You got a 5? Another big?
I'll take a Fab Five. I'll take and he was tough too, man. But
that's a good mixture.
I'll take Bill.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That was a first.
I like that one. Good mix. Very good mix. Different eras, different. I like it.
I love that.
Okay, I gotta ask. Bill's amazing. Why? I mean, we have a billion different reasons why you would pick Bill Russell. Why did you pick him?
Because a lot of people say because of the athletic ability of today's game, that those players wouldn't be able to compete with the guys of this era.
True.
But I keep telling them that it's not about them being athletic, because most definitely they'll be able to run up the floor if they are of the same age that we are. So at our age, if they can be able to compete with us down there, they're going to kill us just because of the knowledge and the IQ. Oh yeah,
definitely.
And I'm very big on that, because the knowledge and the IQ is what's going to get you ahead. Because just because you know how to be more athletic than me and can jump higher or whatever the case, doesn't mean that you're going to be outsmart me, because that's what separates LeBron from all the other players. Because he knows your play before you know your play.
True.
So I'm very big on details and looking at it and just, rewinding it and keep going, and just learning from it, period. So I'm a big fan of, just sitting down watching film.
Nice.
I love it.
So speaking of film, what's your favorite basketball movie?
Good segue.
Oh, all time? What is the movie with oh man. I was just playing with him on Wednesday. I mean on Thursday. Coach Carter.
Playing with who on Thursday?
Worm. The point guard that played in Coach Carter.
Okay.
That's a good movie.
Any particular reason?
Just how can I say it? the learning curves that the guys had to go through in the movie. Like I love the process of that. Just thinking you know everything, and then you got somebody coming in here teaching you something different from what you're really normally doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you think going to school and not passing your classes, but going to go play basketball and you think you're still it's not gonna quit it. It's not gonna get you ahead, and all you're doing is cheating yourself.
True.
And he was trying to get them to, it's basically teaching our young kids to put school first, regardless if you're playing sports or not. Put school first, because school is just what's going to get you out, and it's going to get you be able to have a everyday living life. Outside of that, so that movie right there, it reminds me of the movie with Denzel, the football movie with Denzel.
Oh, remember the Titans? Yeah, I see that comparison.
Yeah, those two movies they put it into the same category for me, because it's the way the storyline is, and how the overcome goes about with the players, and how you have to learn certain curves to get to wherever you need to get to.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. So I want to go ahead and segue from that. You're talking about a really serious life lesson type movie. This summer, you got kiddos. I have a feeling you're probably going to watch this. Our very own Black Italian, Alicia Taylor, is in this movie. Space Jam's coming out this summer. Are you excited to see it? You're about my era age. Are you excited to see it? Are you ready?
Yes, I am. I can't wait till it come out so I can see it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, I've seen a lot of the effects. I've seen a lot of. I mean, now they have trailers now finally. But when we interviewed Alicia, like a month ago, give or take, something like that, she gave us a little background, a little behind the scenes, and because I was told that there was no Monstars, and I was super bummed. I was like, man, Monstars was like part of a movie, got to see all the superstars. But I guess they're going to be there. So now I'm super excited to see who it's going to be. And there's WNBA people in it too, which I think is awesome.
Right. It gives a better approach to how it's going to be done again. Because they know they don't want to duplicate it like the last one, but they want to make it a little better and a little bit more funnier too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. Originally, I had my doubts, and then we talked to Alicia about it, and I'm like, oh, cool, like I didn't know that was gonna be there. I didn't know this was gonna happen. Like I'm super excited about it. But with that said, I wouldn't be the journalist if I didn't ask you this. Do you feel it's out too late? Should they have done it like 10, 15 years ago with Kobe? We've asked a couple other people this question.
No, you have to also understand people's personality too. So outside, me and LeBron James have the same birthday, so he's a Capricorn. He's more on the personality side, where everybody loves him. He gives that type of aura where you just want to be around him and stuff like that. Like Kobe's not that type of person. Kobe's more. He didn't really start getting like that till later in his years in the NBA.
Okay. Good answer.
The personality takes a whole lot in that too. So
you get like I always get. I mean, I know LeBron's all business. I get that, but I get a big kid vibe from him when it comes to movies, when it comes to roles.
Most definitely.
So it should be really good. We're just about done. We have one more question we ask. Legacy. What do you, not just for your kids, not just for your little boy and your little girl, but just in general, when you hang up your shoes, I know you said you want to go into sports medicine possibly. What legacy do you want to leave once you hang up their shoes?
The legacy I would love to leave to my kids is just knowing that I did it the right way and not regretting anything that I did. And leaving a path for them so that they can start their own legacy and do it the right way. And they'll be like, okay, they've watched me for so long. They see how I've done it. And then they want to make a legacy of their own in doing it the right way too.
And not, like we said before, not just in sports, but in life in general, with whatever.
Just in life in general, and whatever it is, it could be whatever, it could be about writing, it could be about reading. They want to be a professional reader, or whatever the case may be. Just know that you're going to do it the right way and having a good outlook on it and being positive about everything that you do.
Okay. I like that. I'm just about out of my questions today. Doc, do you have anything else you want to ask before we do our final thought? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, okay. So with that said, Wesley, I want to say thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 40, The Real Sidney Dean, and now we know why it's called that. Bro, like I said, 5 minutes into the show, I felt your vibrant, your smile, your personality. We knew this was going to be a fun show. We knew we were going to be laughing. We knew we were going to be smiling. And for us as journalists, that helps out in so much because it makes you comfortable. It makes, okay, I can ask this and he's not going to be a jerk about it. He's going to be open about it. And he's cool.
I'm an open book.
I love that. And open, that's the way to be these days. Be blunt and be straight up. You can't handle it, then get out of the fire.
Right.
That's simple.
Right.
So, but you make it a fun way. So, but your business on the court, Drew, BBL, you went TJ, you're in South Bay, TJ in LA, not the easiest places to play, and you did your thing, and I love that.
Yeah,
Go ahead. What was that?
MVP of the All-Star game.
That's right. And the 4-point champ before he even stepped on the court. Kind of like Curry with the threes. You just know he's gonna win. You just know he's gonna win. So cool. I'm gonna let Doc go ahead and do her closing question, then I'll jump in with mine, and we'll let you go and do your thing. Get this on YouTube, and 3:00, you get it out to your peeps, and you're all good to go, man.
Yes, sir.
Sweet. All right, Doc.
We just about covered everything from my end, so I just wanted to say thank you for coming on, and it was a pleasure to get to know more about you and who you are and what makes you, and I just wish you all the best in the future with your family and with your career.
Thank you, Doc. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And then I got one more. Also, again, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you, and we're going to be playing you guys hopefully this fall. I'm looking forward to it. I'm supposed to be doing play-by-play for Oxnard, so I want to be able to call your name, bro. I won't steal Sidney Dean because Mouthpiece will kill me. I'll think of my own nickname for you. So, we'll think of something cool, but I can't wait to see you on the court, dude. It's going to be really cool. I do have a serious question to close out. Like I said, I have foster friends myself he's a parent now, and he's trying to teach his daughter and his son, via the way that he was brought up, My question to you, if let's just say you were thinking of possibly going to talk to foster kids, or you were asked maybe by South Bay, hey, we're going to go do a charity at a foster home or something like that. Going through what you did, what would you say to the kids that are going through the exact same thing that you went through?
I would say every day find an outlet where you can be able to get your feelings out. Never hold your feelings in.
Okay.
I mean, even though I was a strong person going through that, I still had a lot of feelings that I needed to get out.
Of course.
But find an outlet where you could be able to, it could be anything. It could be you talking to someone. It could be you writing your thoughts down. Like me now today, like I write all my thoughts out just to get them out, so that way I don't keep them bottled in.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my ways of having an outlet to where, okay, I got it off my chest. Now I feel better. So it's just trying to find an outlet. If you're going through something, just try to pray about it or whatever the case may be, and try to do something that makes you feel happy on a daily basis. So whatever you're going through, just stay strong and just know that the outcome of it is going to overweigh the low come of it. So keep striving for greatness. That's it.
I like that. Man, every question we've asked you, you brought a smile to our face. Somehow, some way, even if it was a negative question, like you went through this super dark time, and bam, the smile's out, man. So thank you so much for that. I mean, people need that these days. I can't wait for people to see this interview because it's really dark time out there right now with everything that went down just the last 2 days. Yesterday in DC and in the OC. You know, like
Right.
there's still darkness out there, and the fact that you're just doing what you can, you're being that humble person, but you're also being straight up. You know, life is hard, life is dark, but you know, be there for people. You know, try to do what you can to make a difference. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Most definitely. I appreciate you too, Ricky.
Yeah, so pretty much that's it. Again, thank you so much on behalf of all sports media team. This was episode 40 of Drbl, the real Sidney Dean. Shout out to Mouthpiece for that one. With our dude, Mr. Smiles over here, Wesley Harris. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I can't wait. You're always welcome back, brother. You got the link. You're always welcome back at any interview.
Yes, sir.
Sneak in and check in on one of our guys or some random person you hear. Hey, I know that person. I'm gonna slide in you. We've done that before. It's a lot of fun. So you're always welcome back, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. So, and of course, I appreciate my partner down here, Doc String. Thank you so much for always having my back and coming up with the super cool questions that you did. So thank you as well.
Of course, always.
All right.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, thank you.
You.
You two awesome people. Have a great rest of your weekend. We're going to get this out very shortly, and we're going to make a difference in somebody's life, Wesley, with the things that you have said.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
And we appreciate you, brother. One last thing I just want to say. Times are dark right now. Be like this guy right here and be the light. All right? We're out of here. Peace out.